Hello and welcome to Access Television. Today we're going to demonstrate the new Windows Insider preview. The new Inside um, provides access for installing your operating system using Windows Narrator. In the past, you have had to download a third-party PE environment that supports NVDA. NVDA stands for Non-Visual Desktop Interface, or Access. We are going to do this in uh, VMware, and it's the free VMware.
VMware Workstation 12 player. Enter. VMware Workstation 12 player. Let Windows up arrow.
Now we're going to create a brand new VM.
Applications context menu. To navigate, press up or down arrow. C. Create a new VM. C. Enter. Leaving menus. List view. Home. 1 of 5. To move to items, use the arrow keys. New virtual machine wizard dialog. Install from colon. I will install the operating system later. Radio button checked. Free. Installer disk colon radio button checked. Installer disk image file left parent ISO right parent colon tab. Edit combo. F colon backslash 60 tab. Browse button enter. New virtual machine wizard. Shift tab. Explorer pane. Folder layout blank. I blank. List. J vol. Enter. Shell folder view. Items view list. D. Desktop. D. Documents. D. Downloads. Enter. Shell folder view. W. Windows 10 underline insider preview underline client underline x32 underline n dash underline 15002.iso.
Let me go ahead and slow JAWS down for you guys.
Slower. Windows 10 underline insider preview underline client underline x32 underline n dash us underline 15002.iso 2 of 2.
So that's the build that includes the talking Windows Narrator. Let's go back to VMware.
Alt F4. VMware Workstation 12 player. Browse. Enter. New virtual machine. Shift tab. Explorer pane. Folder layout pane. Shell folder. J vol. Enter. Shell D. Document D. Down. Enter. W. Windows 10 enter. VMware tab. Help tab. Next. Enter. Help button to add.
As you saw on that file name, it's a 32-bit.
Tab, less back button to Alt Shift tab, help button to tab, next tab, cans tab, guest operating system Microsoft Windows Radio tab, version combo box, Windows 7 x64, 6 of 3.
It's important to choose 32.
Windows 7 tab, help tab, less back tab, next enter, virtual machine name edit, Windows 7, 7. A-R-A-T-O-R 32 Narrator 32 tab locate tab browse tab less back tab next enter new virtual machine wizard tab the virtual tab less back tab next tab cancel tab maximum disk size left parent GB right parent edit spin box 60.0 to set.
Now 60 gigs for this is way too big, so we're going to change that.
And 50 17.0 12.0 tab split virtual store virtual disk as a single file radio button checked 1 of 2.
Now depending on your computer, you might want to change this.
Tab, help tab, less back tab, next enter. The virtual machine will tab, customize enter, new.
Now I have quite a bit of memory, so we're going to check that.
Tab, memory for this virtual machine edit spin box 1024 to set the value use num lock on.
So that's a little bit low. We're going to change
4
that.
blank 200 2000 num lock off.
Now you know your RAM and storage and megabytes, gigabytes doesn't exactly go in whole numbers, but for this purpose that would be fine just to type in a even number. But I suppose that should be 2012 or so.
Tab, memory MB left right slider 65 tab, add dot tab, close enter, V tab, less back button tab, finish button to active.
Now if you wanted to, you could review this. Let's use our JAWS cursor.
root JAWS to P custom other network memory colon 2000 MB hard disk colon 12 GB operating system colon Windows 7 version colon workstation 12 location colon C colon back root PC list view low tab custom tab list back tab finish enter list view home narrator dash 32-bit drive 2 narrator dash 32-bit.
Now, this is like the third or fourth time. Probably been trying for about a week now to get this tutorial made, and I will warn you guys that the audio after I turn on this VM might not be the best, and bear in mind it is a preview, so it's kind of like a beta.
Applications context menu to navigate settings power on P.
So before I power on, I'm gonna mute JAWS.
Space speech.
I mute JAWS by JAWS key space and then S. We hit enter on play or power on. I did a control G to bring focus. Give it a few seconds here. I can actually see on the screen here that it's asking for the language and stuff like that, so it's actually ready to install. To start Windows Narrator, I believe the regular commands such as Windows key U does not work. I just pressed Windows key U, nothing happened. Let's try Windows key enter. Still no go. So from what I read, the key to start Windows Narrator during your installation process is Control Windows enter. I'm going to press that now.
Starting narrator. Narrator, got it. Button, Alt plus G, use scan mode to navigate apps and web pages with the up and down arrow keys. To turn it on, press caps lock and spacebar. To activate an item such as a link, press the spacebar. When you press the spacebar to type in a text box, scan mode will be turned off, and you'll need to turn it back on when you're done typing.
So let's try to press that.
Install Windows, language to install, English, time and currency format, English, keyboard or input method, US, editable combo box, keyboard or input method, US English table for IBM Arabic 230, keyboard or input method, US, editable combo box, Alt plus K. Time and currency format, English, United States, editable combo box, Alt plus T, collapse.
Alt T.
Keyboard or input method, US, editable combo box, Alt plus K, next button, Alt plus N. Language to install, English, United States.
I'm going to do Alt N.
Install now button, Alt plus I. Repair your computer button, Alt plus R. Install now button, Alt plus I.
I'm going to do Alt I.
I. Install Windows window. Product key edit control, editing.
It's important to know what your product key is for. A product key for Windows Home Edition is not going to work on Pro or Enterprise. For right now, I'm going to tab.
On-screen keyboard button. Privacy statement button, Alt plus P. On-screen keyboard button.
Now it doesn't look like that on-screen keyboard had a hotkey for it. If it does, it's definitely not reading it.
Privacy statement button, Alt plus P. I don't have a product key button. Alt plus I. Product key edit control, editing. I don't have a product key button. Alt plus I.
So right now I'm going to choose Alt I.
I. Table select the operating system you want to install. Windows 10 Pro Insider Preview, column header operating system. Windows 10 Home Insider Preview.
Now in this,
Down,
see.
down arrow. Windows 10 Pro Insider, Windows 10 Home Insider Preview.
So we have Home,
Windows 10 Pro Insider Preview.
we have Professional,
Up arrow.
and that's it. And it didn't read that there was 2 items in there.
Next button, Alt plus N. Back button, Alt plus B. Table select the next button,
I'm going to choose Alt N.
N. Unchecked I accept the license terms checkbox, Alt plus A. Back button, Alt plus B. Product key, license terms text control. Microsoft pre-release software license terms. Windows operating system, pre-release. If you live in, or if your principal place of business is in, the.
So we're not going to read that entire disclaimer or license. This is for a demo, so we're going to see what works and what doesn't work. So it seems like that reads pretty good.
Unchecked I accept the license terms checkbox, Alt plus A.
I'm going to do Alt A.
Checked. Last update, checked I accept the license terms checkbox.
Now I like that it reads and it says checked instead of reading a bunch of other stuff that you don't necessarily need to know. It just tells you the state of the button or a checkbox.
Next button, Alt plus N.
Now, I will warn you guys that during this installation I will be muting my microphone, so you might hear a few clicks.
Upgrade, install Windows and keep files, settings, and applications. The files, settings, and applications are moved to Windows with this option. This option is only available when a supported version of Windows is already running on the computer. Button, Alt plus U. Custom, install Windows only, Advanced. The files, settings, and applications aren't moved to Windows with this option. If you want to make changes to partitions and drives, start the computer using the installation disk. We recommend backing up your files before you continue. Button, Alt plus C.
So we have Alt U, Alt C.
Help me decide button, Alt plus H. Down arrow.
And once again, it doesn't read that there was 3 items in here.
Home. Custom. Help me decide button, Alt plus H. Page up. Custom. Upgrade.
And apparently Home and Page Up does not work either to move to the top or bottom of that list.
Custom. Install Windows only. Help me decide custom.
So we're going to do Custom.
Help me decide button. Back button, Alt plus B. Product key, upgrade, install Windows and keep files, settings, and applications. The files, settings, and applications are moved to Windows with this option. This option is only available when a supported version. Custom, install Windows only, Advanced. The files, settings, and applications aren't moved to Windows with this option. If you want to make changes to partitions and drives, start the computer using the installation disk. We recommend backing up your files before you continue. Button, Alt plus C.
So we're going to do Alt C.
Alt. Table list view control, drive 0 unallocated space. Refresh button, Alt plus R. New button, Alt plus E. Load driver button, Alt plus L. Next button, Alt plus N. Back button, Alt plus B. Table list view control, drive 0 unallocated space. Down arrow.
I noticed it also doesn't say like one of one.
Refresh button, new button, Alt plus E.
Let's go ahead and explore what new does.
Size in megabytes edit control, editing 12,288, Alt plus S. 2. Apply button, Alt plus P. Cancel button, Alt plus C. Back button, Alt plus B. Table list view control, drive 0 unallocated space. Down arrow. Refresh button, Alt plus R. New button, Alt plus E. Load driver button, 12,288 selected. Size in megabytes edit control, editing 12,000. Apply button, Alt plus P. Cancel button, Alt plus C.
So it's nice that it tells you the size there. If you had more than one hard drive, that would be a easy way to see which one. Um, if you do have more than one hard drive, I would definitely recommend probably unplugging it so you don't accidentally install your new OS. Because right now, um, we are doing a complete reformat and reinstallation, and it will delete everything on your hard drive.
Back button, table list view control, refresh button, new button, load driver button, size in mega, apply button, cancel button, drive 0, refresh button, new button, load driver button, next button, load driver button.
Let's see what load driver.
Load driver, OK button. Cancel button, browse button, OK button. Load driver, OK button, cancel button, caps lock. Caps, select the driver to install, selected, supports multiple selection contains 0 items. Down arrow.
So I did a space caps lock, and I'm using my arrow keys like it indicated.
Up arrow. Up arrow. Checked hide drivers that aren't compatible with this computer's hardware. Check browse button, reskin button, back button, driver selection, back button. Table list, refresh button, new button, load driver button, next button.
So we're just going to do Alt N for next. And I believe this is where the installation will start. So I will be muting my microphone.
N. Windows setup. Windows setup window. Getting files ready for installation.
So this is going to take a little bit.
Getting files ready for getting files getting getting file getting files getting getting file getting file getting files getting files ready for getting files ready for installation 95%. Getting installing features.
Now
installing
that,
updates.
The audio cutting in and out is
driver selection. Restart now button. Alt plus R.
You know, you being a VM. I have done that with 2 sound cards with a dedicated sound card for my you know, virtual machines, and it doesn't seem to skip like that. Also, you know, the more memory, the more resources, the better you are.
Now let's get you connected to a network. That way you can get updates, apps, and cat videos as soon as possible. If you'd rather do this later, select skip for now.
Alright, now in the past, it didn't seem like it was reading the skip button. So we're going to see if we can find the skip button. Oh, and by the way, this would be your regular um, OOB or out-of-box experience is what Microsoft calls it. So, I mean, essentially your setup is done here, and from this point you can use, the regular Windows Narrator. And I'm going to try to start that now by pressing the Windows key uniform.
Make your computer easier to use. Windows will read and scan this list automatically. Press the spacebar to select the highlighted option. Narrator. Hear text on screen aloud. Magnifier. Make items on the screen larger. On-screen keyboard. Type without the keyboard. High contrast. See more contrast in colors. Sticky keys. Press keyboard shortcuts one key at a time. Filter keys. If I press keys repeatedly, ignore extra presses. Narrator. Hear text on screen aloud.
So this is, your regular accessibility settings that you would have. So right now we're just going to choose Windows Narrator.
Starting. Narrator, got it. Button, Alt plus G. Caps lock. Network connection flow, network connected button. Tab, next button. Network connected button. Down arrow. Up arrow. Tab, next button.
It also doesn't have a hotkey for next.
Tab, network connected button. Caps lock. Up arrow. Down arrow. Down arrow. Next button. Microsoft account.
All right, you're connected. Now, we'll check for any updates.
Current value, 0. Minimum value 0. Maximum value 1. Microsoft account, just a moment. Just a moment. Down arrow. Content information, ease of access button. Next button. Microsoft account window. Tooltip, ease of access.
It's also not reading any hotkeys for these.
Microsoft account, disable voice control button. Tooltip, disable voice control. Volume button. Tooltip, volume. Banner, who owns this PC? At level 2. Down arrow. Scrolling container, my work or school owns it, will set it up as theirs and you'll get access to their stuff, network, email, apps, and more. They'll have full control of this PC. 1 of 2, selected.
So there it read 1 of 2, so that's nice.
I own it, will set it up as yours using a Microsoft account. 2 of 2, non-selected.
Okay, now these statements are a little bit misleading. The reason for that is, if you do not want to use a Microsoft account, which I would definitely recommend that you read up on and, try to make a decision maybe before you get to this point. In my case, I do have a Microsoft account, but I still do not want to use it because I just want this computer to be set up, as an individual computer. If you use a Microsoft account, the reason they do that is to try to uniform or unify your experience across all of your devices, much in the same way like, Apple or your iPhones if you log into iTunes or iCloud or um, your app store on your Apple, like if you had a telephone or a tablet or an iPod or even a Mac, essentially, your stuff should be there as long as you put in your account and stuff. I do not want to do that.
My work or school, I own it, will set it. My work or school owns it, will set it up as theirs, and you'll get access to their stuff, network, email, apps, and more. They'll have full control of this PC. One of two, selected.
Now, this is not work or school. This is my personal computer. Well, personal virtual machine at least. But that's not what this statement says. It says work or school. So essentially, if you wanted it to set it up as your own,
I own it will set it up as yours using a Microsoft.
I own it. But it also says I own it and will set it up with a Microsoft account, and that's not what I want. I don't want to use a Microsoft account, but it is still my computer.
My work or school owns it, will set it up as theirs, and you'll get access to their stuff, network, email, apps, and more. They'll have full control of this PC. One of two, select content information, ease of access button.
No hotkey for ease of access.
Next button.
No hotkey for next.
Microsoft account, ease of access button. Tooltip, ease of access.
No hotkey for that, and it looks like the tab order is maybe not correct.
Disable voice control button. Tooltip, disable voice control.
No hotkey for that.
Volume button. Tooltip, volume.
No hotkey for the volume.
Banner, who owns this piece? Scrolling content information, ease of access next button.
I'm going to try to do Alt-N. That is the normal hotkey for next.
Add. Ease of access. Next button.
Doesn't look like that worked. We'll press space on next.
Space. Tab. Microsoft account. Just a moment. Just a moment. Tab. Choose this option if your organization uses Office 365 or other business services from Microsoft. Your organization might collect info about you, install or remove apps, change settings, or disable features, delete content, or reset your device. Talk to your support staff to learn more. Tab. Tab. U. Narrator reads aloud text on the narrator settings. Run narrator settings. Press any key. https://login.microsoftonline.com/webapp/cloud domain join /6, ease of access button.
Now to bring focus back to the initial setup screens, I did a Windows key. M for Michael.
Back button. Next button. Microsoft account, ease of access button. Tooltip, ease of access. Disable voice control button. Volume button. Back button. Scrolling container. Join a local Active Directory domain. You'll set up a local account now and then join the domain in settings. 2 of 2. Non-select. Join Azure Active Directory. Choose this option if your organization uses Office 365 or other business services from Microsoft. 1 of 2. Selected.
And even this question is a little bit misleading, or statement.
Join a local Active Directory domain. You'll set up a local account now and then join the domain in settings. 2 of 2. Non-selected.
See, you could still have 360 and choose this option, Basically it says just create a regular account, and you have to go into your settings and make all the other changes later. So that's the one we're going to choose for now. We'll press enter.
If you plan, join a local Active Directory domain, you'll set up a local account now and then join the domain in settings. 2 of 2, selected. Privacy statement for ease of access back button, next button, Microsoft account, ease of access button, disable voice control, volume button, back button, scrolling container, join a local Active Directory domain, you'll set up a local account now and then join the domain in privacy state, ease of access button, back button, next button.
We choose next, so you can't hit enter on the selections or options. So I had a tab to next, and we're going to hit enter on next. Also next and some of the other buttons there, didn't seem like any of them had any short keys.
Enter, Microsoft account.
You'll need a name for your offline account. This account will only be able to exist on this device. Go ahead and type the name.
https://login.microsoftonline.com/webapp/cloud domain join /6 name, editing. Capital A. Capital A. E. S. Shift. Capital T. E. L. E. N. Use an online access television selected. Use an online account. Link. Value msapps web//microsoft.windows.cloud experience host/web app/inclusive of/view/of a local account main.html hashtag. Read only. Next button. Microsoft account, ease of access button. Disable voice control button. Volume button. Tooltip, volume. Back button. HTTP, use an online, next button.
Once again, just most of these screens are going to have all the same buttons. We choose enter on the next. Once again, there's no shortcuts.
Microsoft account, just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment.
These are the settings Microsoft recommends. Do you want to use them?
Just a moment. Down arrow. Down arrow, up arrow, tab. Tab. Caps lock, up arrow. Down arrow. Down arrow.
Hey, look, it's the me part of setup. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work?
So some of them screens didn't really read that well.
Ease of access button, disable voice control, volume button, back button. Tab. Tab. Ease of access button. Tooltip, ease of access. Disable voice control, volume button, back button, tab. 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 Ease of access disable voice control, volume button, tool, caps lock, up arrow, down arrow, back button, tab. 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 Up arrow. Left arrow. Ease of access button. Tooltip, ease of access.
Doesn't look like it's reading this screen very well either.
Disable voice volume button, back button. Tab.
There's no next,
Tab.
no yes, no, or cancel.
Ease of access button. Disable voice control, volume button, back button. Tab. Tab.
I'm going to try Alt-N for no.
N. Tab. Tab. Narrator settings. Press any key. Make Cortana your personal assistant. Yes button. Microsoft account. Ease of access. Disable voice control. Volume back button. Make Cortana your personal assistant. Learn more button. No button.
So I moved focus from this window to another window and brought focus back to it, and it looks like that made us read it.
Yes button. No button.
So I do not want to do that because I don't want. I enjoy my anonymity.
Microsoft account. Getting your PC ready.
So I
This might
selected
take a
no.
few minutes. Starting narrator. Don't turn off your PC. Desktop 1.
And hopefully our desktop will pop up here in a little bit.
Getting your PC ready. This might take a few minutes. Don't turn off your PC. Getting your PC ready. This might take a few minutes. Don't turn off your PC.
So I'm going to mute. Give this a few minutes.
Networks. Yes button.
Alright, and we're back.
Tab. 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 Narrator settings. Press any key on the keyboard. Running applications. Microsoft Edge button. Narrator settings. Running applications. Microsoft Edge button. Notification chevron button. Show desktop button. Desktop. Recycle bin. 1 of 1. Non-selected.
Looks like we're on our desktop. Let's see if we can open Internet Explorer and check something out on the internet. Make sure it's working.
Windows. Search. Search box. Editing. Caps lock plus down arrow to change to suggestions view. Internet Explorer. Desktop app. Enter. go.microsoft.com tab. http:// end of line. MSN. Internet Explorer 11, use recommended security and compatibility settings, radio button, Alt plus U. Smart Screen Filter helps protect you from malicious websites and software by sending some web, Ask Me Later button, Alt plus A.
So I like that it reads the keys for that, so we're going to do Alt A.
MSN.com, Hotmail, Outlook, Skype, Bing, http://
I did a Control or Alt D for Delta.
G. https://www.microsoft.com MSN, new line, MSN.
So I just went to the address bar and tried to type in google.com.
D. Address bar, address and search using Bing, editing https://www.microsoft.com/n-a/welcome-ie11/c m. Enter.
Looks like it's having a hard time doing that.
D. Alert security report. Address bar, address and search using Bing, editing http://www.bing.com/ selection deleted.
Let's try to type it in the full path.
www. G. E. C. M. Enter. Google Instant is unavailable. Press enter to search. Learn more. Google Instant is off due to connection speed. Press enter to search. Press
So it looks like that worked. Let's read the address.
address bar, address and search using Bing. Editing https://www.google.com/?GWS_RD.
So it looks like that worked.
W.
I had to type in
Caps lock
google.com.
W.
So I did a control
W.
W that closes your open window. So let's go back to
Windows,
the
desktop, recycle bin, 1 of 1. Non-selected.
Now I have already created some other videos on how to kind of customize your desktop here in Windows 10 to make it a little bit easier to navigate, stuff like that. So I hope you guys check out my other videos, and we're going to power down this VM.
Shut down Windows. What do you want the computer to do? Shut down. Editable combo box. Alt plus W. Collapsed.
So I brought focus to my desktop by Windows key mic. After that I did Alt F4, and here's the power options dialog box, and we're going to shut down.
Enter.
Just going to give that a few seconds. I should be back to my physical host. I do a JAWS key space. Doesn't sound like it's quite there yet. Alright, let's try that again. Make sure my num lock is off. Do a Windows key M. Still no go. So what I'm trying to do here is unmute JAWS, because JAWS should still be running. We go to our start menu. I type in JAWS. Give it a second. Press enter. Definitely not cooperating.
Speech on.
There we go, finally. Well, as you can see, it's maybe not quite perfect. Definitely a good step in the right direction. You know, just kind of depending on what functionality you're looking for. Now, there's other features there, such as reverse contrast, screen magnification, that we didn't really check out. You know, it'd be pretty long tutorial. This was already a pretty long, tutorial on how to do this. I appreciate you guys turning in to Access Television.